Steph, Ruhles' new podcast, Modern Ruhles, launched this week. It takes on political correctness, diving into cultural minefields and difficult conversations. Here's some of her talk with head of the Pulitzer organization, Dana Canedy, and Questlove.
So 2 years ago, Andy and I and the kids were in upstate New York, and we met a waitress who said, I want to talk to you and I want to tell you why I love President Trump. And I said, sure. Now, that woman is a forgotten American who had everything she said, had tons of racist overtones in it. She goes, up here in upstate New York, we don't have the after-school programs and all the charities that you raise money for that the sisters in places like New York City have. Nobody cares about us. And she said, the president cares about me. And so what do we do about that person? And as a Black, successful woman who grew up in Kentucky and has lived a successful life in New York City, what do we do about that
I have
divide?
so many thoughts on that. Number one, I don't think she gets a pass because she's racist. That's just not acceptable. Because the air quote sisters she speaks of have the same issues, and they're more like her than she realizes. That's number one. Two, I'd love to go back to her today and see how'd that work out for you. Like this sense that someone is coming into a new administration riding in on a white horse and was going to save her. I will bet you cash money she would tell you that didn't happen. It's not going to happen. And so it's more of a pipe dream, I think, than anything else. The other thing about that is familiarity breeds respect and ultimately friendship and then love, or it gives us the best chance at it. So I've had people say to me my whole life, mostly as it relates to journalists can't be trusted, journalists or whatever, long before the whole enemy of the people shtick, which I believe it is, a shtick, came into play. But not you. Or if someone says something about Black people and says it in front of me, but not you. I'm that sister that she's talking about, right? But the minute somebody either hears me speak or learns about my career, suddenly I'm everyone's best friend. Oh my God, you're so quote unquote articulate. You're so smart. You're so interesting. You're so strong. I'm grateful that people see me in that context at times. To the extent that I am those things, I was those things when I was walking around in my sweats and you didn't know who I was.
I love that you brought up the word articulate because it is this hot button word, and I hear arguments actually on both sides. So explain to me, and okay. I want this to be the safest place. I want you to explain to me
what's wrong with it.
What's wrong with it? Because here's my fear. I hear from people who say, I'm trying to say something nice. I'm trying to call someone articulate,
you
and
can
now
be
I've
nice
been
and
shamed into
condescending
silence.
At the same time.
You are so much more than a musician. We can't even list the amount of businesses that you're in. How do you feel when people call you articulate?
I roll my eyes in my head. You know, you know what? In 94,
because it's a compliment in their mind.
In 94, I used to, but see, that's the whole superhuman, subhuman.
But what if it's not? What if someone's saying, man, you're super impressive? Okay, so I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I believe that you know and respect me and you believe I'm well-intentioned. Yeah. Is there a place for me in a truly curious way to ask a question like, I know it's not appropriate. I can't remember why, but is there a way to actually approach and answer that question without burning a house down?
I feel as though there are enough op-eds and enough blogs out there where you can discreetly, quietly Google what opinions are to sort of get the gist of, you know, how deep is the water. Like, I don't, again, which... If you're vacationing next week and you happen to be on a yacht, I would think that you wouldn't just dive in head first. You would ask questions about, are there sharks in there? You want to know how deep the water is.
If people like you and me are lucky enough to have massive platforms, we better do our homework before we run our mouth.
But not even for us. I think generally for everybody. I think all those answers can be found. A lot of times people will just ask the question, and my number one response on social media is mostly Google's your best friend. Google's your best friend.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.